Happy New Year! Today we'll check out the new sled hill at Swan Park, find out more about Winterfest. John Edelbeck joins us to talk about snow cleanup procedures in the city. We've got some great tips on winterizing your home, and we'll meet our pet of the month. I'm Joni Kern, and this is What's Happening Waupaca. We have Aaron and Andrew here today. Welcome back, Aaron. It's always good to see you.
Yes, you as well. Thanks for having us.
And it's good to see you too, Andrew.
I was hoping, I'm excited to see you.
We are going to talk today about Winter Rec Fest and the new sled hill at Swan Park. And I know Swan Park has been getting a lot of work, so tell me about that new sled hill.
Right. Yeah, the new sled hill is finally open after a lot of work. Basically, it's open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. It's lit until that time. I would encourage people to start getting off the hill at about 7:55 because it gets pretty dark out there when those lights go off. Parking, the main attraction is obviously the sled hill. There's a couple other projects that are a part of that project. One being a T-ball area that will be utilized in the summer. And then a new parking lot that was constructed that people can use right at the base of the hill there. But right now we're concerned about getting people out there using the hill for sledding, and we're going to really kick it off with this Winter Rec Fest that Andrew is going to tell you a little bit about.
Okay, what kind of sledding can happen there? I mean, is it just like tobogganing and regular sledding down the hill, or do you have some other stuff?
There is not toboggans allowed.
No toboggans allowed.
Nothing with metal runners. Basically, plastic sleds is what we encourage. And there's a sign of rules out there on the base of the hill and at the top of the hill that people can look at. Also posted on our website, Facebook. So
we can go out there prepared. Do you have a lower place for the smaller kids?
We do.
To go down?
Yeah, we have kind of a small run, short run, we call it. It's halfway up the hill. It's a rope fence that we kind of have an opening halfway up the hill, and then they're protected from the top of the hill as we rope that off, so they don't have traffic coming down into them.
Wonderful. So we can get our little kids out there and they can have fun too, and we don't have to worry about them going down the hill.
Exactly.
Head over heels.
Absolutely.
Cool. Andrew, tell me about Winter Rec Fest. I know it's happening on February 7th, and the three of us were talking that we have checked the forecast, so it's going to be a great day for it.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yep.
It's going to be a great day. So obviously we want to bring people out to see the new sled hill and kind of have it as a grand opening. It's going to go from 2 to 8, and the main attraction is going to be the sledding on the sled hill. We're also going to have some other things as well. We're still in the works for a few things. There possibly may be some fireworks at the end, possibly a bonfire where we can have s'mores and hot chocolate. And so it's just kind of a family event. Let's get the family out there, enjoy the sled hill, kind of a thank you to the people that helped us put all this together too, because obviously it wasn't Aaron and I out there with shovels building this thing. There's a lot of people helping us.
There was, and I was at Swan Park a couple of times this summer and saw a bunch of the work that was going on and all the work that's been happening at Swan Park.
So we definitely want to thank those people that helped us.
It's pretty exciting to have a sledding hill somewhere that's safe for your kids to go down other than the ditch and onto the road at home.
Absolutely. It's pretty fast. We might have to pile some more snow on our berm that's supposed to stop the kids, because I think people have been flying by, but we'll make sure to do that. Now we just need a little more snow.
Yeah. And we will get that. We will get that eventually, I think.
Yes.
Eventually.
I'm guessing.
And the bonfire, if it's cold out that day, the bonfire will keep us all warm.
Absolutely, yeah. And we'll have we're possibly going to have a tent as well with some food in it, so people can come out and get some food, and we'll have that warmed up for people as well, because even though it's nice that day, it's going to be cold no matter what. So.
It is February.
Yeah. So it's going to be good. There'll be a lot of things going on. We may add some games and stuff as well, just to kind of draw people out.
So as we get closer to the date, we're going to want to check the website so that we can find out everything that's going on and what times they're going on, so we can plan the whole day for our families.
Absolutely.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like a great way to spend a winter day.
Should be a fantastic time. Yep, and we really want to get more into winter events, give families something to do outside during those months. We've been summer heavy, and there's a lot of great things going on at a lot of different times, but if we can get people outside and something to do in those winter months. I know I get stir crazy, so I'm sure everyone else does too.
Not only that, but the more we're outside and the more we're enjoying the activities we're doing, the more we like winter and the less likely we are to stay inside.
Absolutely.
I've discovered that even for myself.
Right.
So that's nice to be able to look forward to some stuff going on around here in the winter months.
It is, absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, guys, for being on. It's always good to see the two of you. We'll look forward to you coming back and telling us about some more really exciting things happening around town.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Joni.
You bet. Next, we have John Edelbeck on. We are going to talk about the snow cleanup in the wintertime. We are in the season.
The Revival in downtown Waupaca prides themselves in providing above and beyond customer service. From small to tall, women of any age can consider the Revival your professional personal stylist, helping you find the right outfit for any occasion, weddings, senior pictures, or even a special night out. The Revival also specializes in home decor with a large selection and variety of items to choose from, including art from local Waupaca artists. The Revival, 111 West Fulton Street across from Farmer State Bank, downtown Waupaca. For more information, call 715-281-5100 or find them on Facebook. The Revival, home, art, and fashion.
We have John Edelbeck here as our next guest. We're going to talk about, we just talked about all the fun in winter. Now we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's not so much fun, which is winter snow cleanup. So when it comes to taking care of my sidewalk in town, what are the things I need to do?
Well, actually, it is a good thing because when we shovel sidewalks, everybody shovels their sidewalks. It's a safe place for people to walk, our children, our elderly, and just everybody to use the sidewalk. So really the whole code enforcement issue and sidewalk shoveling is all about safety, providing a safe path off the road, plus then a safe pavement sidewalk that people can walk on so they don't slip.
Exactly. I mean, we don't want people slipping outside our house because we don't want people hurt on the ice. So it's important to take care of our steps and our sidewalks and along the sidewalks.
Right.
What else do I need to know about winter snow removal?
Well, with sidewalks, you are required by city ordinance within 24 hours of the cessation of a snowstorm. So once that storm ends, within 24 hours you are required to remove snow or ice from your sidewalk. And obviously sometimes that's difficult if you're out of town or it's a weekend, and the city allows for that.
I was just thinking it's a really good thing we don't live in Buffalo, New York, because 9 foot would be a little tough to take off the sidewalk. I'm sorry.
Well, we've had 2 foot snowstorms. We had 23-inch snowstorm one time.
It can be a lot of work.
So, I mean, the city understands that, and we're not out trying to enforce immediately right after the snowstorm. But we do encourage property owners to shovel their sidewalks and to do that in a reasonable period of time.
So tell me, if I'm a city dweller and I decide to be lazy and not shovel my sidewalk, you can cite me. What kind of fines am I in for?
Okay. Well, if you do not proceed, we do have code enforcement that would come around and would either hang a door hanger on your door or would actually send you a letter in the mail to make sure the property owner that owns the property gets it, and would remind you of the ordinance, what the ordinance is, and that you have to proceed with that. And then if you do not continue and shovel at that point, we then will send a crew or a contractor by to shovel your sidewalk. And you will be billed for that, you will get a bill in the mail, and you are also at risk of getting a municipal ordinance violation, which is about $180.
Now, the other thing I'm curious about is that as a homeowner on the city street, am I liable for any injuries that happen on my sidewalk if somebody slips and falls and breaks a leg?
No, the city is. And that's why the city enforces our ordinance to make sure that you clean it and that you do proceed. If they slipped on your property, you'd be liable. But that's our responsibility to get you to shovel that walk so that we limit our liability. And it's not just, as you said earlier, not just about liability. It's we don't want to see people slip and fall.
No.
Yeah, we don't want to see those injuries. So.
Well, we don't want to slip and fall in our own yards or on our own sidewalks, much less have somebody else.
Right.
So when it comes to the snow plows being out, you know, and parking my car on the street, what do I need to know about those?
Okay, we have a year-long overnight parking ban from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. So if you're on a public street, unless you're stopping for 15 minutes to load or unload during those times for whatever reason, you cannot park your vehicle on the city street from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. It does a couple different things. It allows the city to keep some vehicles that aren't moved, maybe inoperable vehicles. People might park them out there over periods of weeks, maybe during the summer or other times. But it also is really nice for snow removal. And every time we plow, we have clear streets to plow. Our crews will come in typically 1:30 in the morning and start plowing, and they've got unimpeded areas to plow.
And that really is something that we as residents need to keep in mind, is that we need to make it accessible and easy for the snowplows to get in and do their job, so our streets are safer for us to be walking on and driving on.
Right, and it's easier for the plow driver, it's safer for the plow driver. And then the summers also, we run street sweepers. So if there's not vehicles on the street, we come in early, there's street sweeping, especially downtown right away. They street sweep beyond that. Typically once a month we'll sweep the entire city. And without vehicles parked on the street, it's obviously a lot easier to do that.
Sure, and now we can look forward to summer and street sweeping and no snow on the ground.
That's right, exactly.
And green grass.
See, we've converted right over. It's already spring.
We did. We went straight through. Thank you, John, for being on. It's good to see you again.
Okay.
We'll see you again. All right. Next, we are talking about what can we do with our homes to make sure they are safe.
The Waupaca Recreation Center, featuring programming for all ages. Home of the Waupaca Senior Center and youth programming Friday and Saturday nights, featuring 2 full gyms and space for various sports and activities. Visit the Dance Exercise Studio for a variety of classes. The Rec Center is a safe place to hang out. Also featuring a computer lab and classes, and a meeting room and other facilities available for rent. The Rec Center features different programming and meetings, and is the home of the Parks and Recreation Office. The Waupaca Recreation Center, a great place for all ages and activities. 407 School Street, downtown Waupaca.
If you'd like to be a guest on What's Happening Waupaca, contact Josh at 715-258-4405 or email jwerner@cityofwaupaca.org. Full details at wintvwaupaca.com.
Our next guest today on this winter-themed show, since it's January, is Deb Damask from the Deb Damask Agency, American Family Insurance. Welcome to our show. It's good to have you on.
Thanks, Joni. Thanks for having me.
You bet. We're going to talk about some things that we really do need to talk about in the winter. And this is something, when we were talking earlier, you actually taught me something about ice dams, which is we need to look out for those. Now, tell me again, tell us all what an ice dam is.
Well, certainly, and this fills in perfectly with your prior guess with the snow and the ice and everything. Those pretty icicles you see outside of your house at this time of the year, although they look really pretty, that's usually a sign that something's happening on your roof. And what that is an ice dam. The snow comes on your roofs and it builds on your roofs, and during the day it gets warm. So of course it's going to start melting. It doesn't have any place to go because there's snow all over your roof. So it ends up under your shingles, and then it freezes at night and you have an ice dam there.
So what happens then eventually in the spring? You were telling me that it melts and it comes inside my house.
Absolutely. If you look up on your ceiling, if you look down your walls, you'll see the evidence of water there. And a lot of times it's discolored because of what it's coming through your roof and everything. But you'll just see basically water stains coming through your ceiling and down your walls a lot of times.
And that, you were saying, is the highest winter claims for homeowners insurance in the winter time is those ice dams.
Absolutely, especially with the winters we have in Wisconsin here. Last winter we had, what, a foot of snow on those roofs, and what do? You have to get that snow off of there because that's very dangerous to have all that snow on your roof.
Yep. So you were telling me you're telling me a couple of tips.
Yes.
And one sounds like a really scary thing to do, but it's actually cleaning off the last 7 or 8 feet of your roof with one of those snow rakes.
Well, absolutely, you could do that. That would be the way I would do it. Otherwise, if you're real adventurous, you can climb on your roof and actually shovel the roof off. Make sure you have good life insurance, and the life insurance is paid up if you're sending your spouse up there.
And cleats. Cleats on the shoes.
Might be good.
What else can I do?
You could also make sure that the attic floor is well ventilated and has a lot of insulation on it. If that insulation gets wet, that could cause mold and mildew. And you know that mold and mildew can cause health problems. And you don't want to have health problems from that either.
Yeah, you don't want to have mold in your house.
No,
Okay,
no.
So I'm escaping from the winter and I'm going to somewhere warm. What do I need to do to make sure I'm ready to go?
Well, first of all, I want you to take me with you. I'll fit in your suitcase probably, okay?
We'll figure
Just
that
so
out.
you know.
Yeah.
But the number one thing is to shut your water off, and from the main water valve. And a lot of people don't know where their water valve is. So every homeowner should have their main water valve shut off tagged.
So why do I want to do that?
Because if your toilet would overflow, if your the hose on the washer would disconnect and the water keeps running and somebody says, go turn the water off, that's not the time to ask your spouse where the shut-off valve is.
Or the furnace quits.
Correct.
And now I come home from vacation and I have frozen and burst water pipes.
Absolutely, and you have water all over your basement, all over everything. You don't want to come home to something like that. That would not be a fun vacation then.
No, and quickly, what else do I need to do? I need to stop my mail.
Stop your mail and newspaper delivery. Let your neighbors know you're going to be gone. And maybe ask them if they could shovel the driveway for you. Ask if there's a neighbor boy that you could possibly pay to shovel the driveway. It's just nice to pretend like you're still home. So when people drive past there, they think, oh, they're not on vacation, they must still be home.
And put the timer lights in the house.
Put the
That's
timer
also
lights
great.
on. And let your neighbor or a friend know of a way to contact you. Because they might go past there and see a suspicious car in the driveway for a couple days and know that you're actually on vacation, and maybe somebody's decided to move in and you don't know about that.
Great ideas, Deb. Thank you so much for your time today. It was good to have you on.
Thank you. I enjoyed it so much. Thanks, Joni.
We are going on site. The PAWS, the Performing Arts Waupaca Showdown, was held in November, and we're going to start that again.
Why don't you just close up? We have special musical guests to add on the show.
Okay. Next, we are going on site for a special musical guest.
The only thing certain in this world is that nothing is certain. What would you do in the face of disaster? When everything changes? Will you be ready? Do you have a plan? Be prepared. Visit www.doonething.us to learn what you should do now.
We are at the Waupaca Middle School today to highlight this wonderful group of guys that won the PAWS variety show musical contest. PAWS is Performing Arts Waupaca Showdown. So I'm going to have you guys tell us what your name is and then introduce the song, okay?
I'm Tyler Tischendorf.
I'm David Klemp.
And I'm Philip Bookman.
And what song are you going to play?
We're going to play Peter Gunn and Don't Mean Anything If It Ain't Got That Swing by Duke Ellington.
Beautiful. And enjoy it. They did a terrific job at the variety show.
Like the City of Waupaca on Facebook. This is a great way to keep in touch with the City of Waupaca and communicate back to us. The City of Waupaca Facebook page keeps you informed about city services, upcoming events, alerts, helpful reminders, and even some nice pictures from around the city. Go ahead and like the City of Waupaca on Facebook. Find us at facebook.com/City of Waupaca.
We have our pet of the month. Monica Gardner is here with Honey. Hi, Monica.
Hi.
She is an active little one.
Yes, she is.
She's about 8 weeks old, and her name is Honey.
Mm-hmm.
And she doesn't have a tail.
No, she does not have it. Well, a little bit of stub there.
A little bit of a stub. She was just born without one, just one of those kinds of things.
Yep.
So it hasn't been cut off or stubbed. It's just the way she is.
Mm-hmm.
She's a pretty little girl, very active.
Yes.
And you're telling me that you are loaded with kittens and with cats.
We have over 100 cats right now. We have a lot of kittens that are coming back in from foster care. And it seems like everybody who's had an outside cat all summer, now they're worried about them being out in the cold and they're wanting to bring them in. So we are just being overwhelmed by cats, and we need adopters badly.
Okay. So, I mean, the cats are so easy for people, even people who travel or who are away all day. Cats are a great animal to have in the house. They're super for blood pressure.
Yep.
They're great for your health.
Yep.
Yep. But let's talk about the outside cats, because we don't have to bring them inside. We just need to provide them with decent shelter and water that isn't frozen, right?
Right. Yeah. They need to have a way to get out of the elements. And obviously they need to be spayed or neutered. You can't just leave them out there and not take care of that, because that's when we end up with too many kittens.
That's right.
And that's how we ended up with so many kittens this year. So yeah, if you're going to keep outside cats, please, don't pretend like they're not yours. Make sure that you take care of them and that you get them spayed and neutered and see the vet when they need to.
Well, my barn cats have shelter, and they have heated water bowls, and they're fine in the barn all winter long. They're plenty warm with the hay, so great. Super. Well, we will see you next month with somebody else.
Yeah, hopefully she'll be adopted by then.
Oh, she's an adorable, adorable kitten. Thanks, Monica.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for What's Happening in Waupaca. We'd love to feature your group, organization, or business on the show. Visit wintvwaupaca.com or call 715-258-4405 for more details. We'll see you again next month.